Greetings, I'm Barrett, and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. We are going to begin our playthrough of Myth, The Stone of Life, Act 2 by Megacon Games. Before we start the adventure, I do want to go over a little bit of the characters that we have with us, just to give a little refresher. So we have Karen the Archer, Ben the Acolyte, Brian the Outsider, and our new recruit, Alex the Swordsman. He's right here. See if I can get him in focus. Ta-da! He's our new recruit. Also, we do have Brian the Outsider. His special ability is that he gets to use Malice on some of his cards, and he starts with 6. So these are going to be his Malice tokens. I decided to go ahead and give him that leather armor. I just think it's a good idea. He gets an extra health point, and there are cards in his deck that have a tendency to cause the enemies to attack him if they can. So having him have more health is probably our best bet. Also, we do still have Ben the Acolyte. He has his faith, because you got to have faith. Our characters also do have 4 serendipity that they've claimed over the course of our last adventure. He does have that new dark crystal, which is going to be pretty cool. So whenever he uses any of his attacks that use relics, he gets to use this. And it does allow him to move 1 card from your discard pile to the top of your draw pile. That is if he gets his faith recipe, which is going to be pretty good. I'm hoping. We'll see how it all plays out. And the last but not least, we do have Karen, our archer. She did get that longbow and quiver. And so the quiver does allow her to ready 1 ammo from your hand once during the hero cycle. So she actually can start firing almost right away. And her longbow is going to give her, I believe it's 1 extra range. Yep, there it is, range 5. And she also gets to add 1 to her hand size if she gets her symbol. And that is all that she has. Well, all that she has. She actually got some really good things. You're also going to notice that my darkness app is not present right now. The reason that's not present is my wife actually has the iPad, and she's actually in Colorado right now with my 2 kids, and I sadly couldn't go on the trip, but that's okay. So we've got the darkness track. We're going to do it old school. We're going to use the actual cards, and we're going to move it with our little token here, up the little thing. Also, this area right here, we're going to use for damage, like for the layers and for captains and things like that. You also get to put your treasures here. If the tile allows you to put treasures, you put them in this area here. I know I didn't use this last time, so I just wanted to give you a quick overview on how that works. Also, the last 2 special abilities our characters have is our archer. If you remember right, she does not. She can put line of sight to anything. She ignores enemies when it comes to line of sight. She ignores characters, and the only things that block her line of sight would be actual, like immobile or blocking terrain pieces, such as like giant boulders or trees or things like that on the map. For example, this area here outlined in red, I don't know if my camera picks it up, but this over here she couldn't shoot through, but she could shoot through these people to get to these if she needs to. If you missed my setup video, our pupil, aka swordsman, uses katas, and I hope I'm saying that right. And we're going to try this guy out. I guarantee you I might make a few mistakes. And I do hope you guys will help correct them. If I do make some mistakes, as long as we're having fun, that's all that matters. So let's get to the game. Let's see if our characters can get through the second act. Will they make it, or will they succumb to the darkness? To find out, I need you to meet me at the table. I know you're really excited to get going in Act 2, but there's one more thing I want to say. After I did my intro video for Myth Act 2, I ran into a person on Boardgame Geek. His name is Michael C. I'm going to put his name on the screen. he pointed me to a great forum that talked about the way the swordsman ran. And a lot of the rules and the words don't really work together from the play sheet you get from the Dark Frontier. He was able to answer a lot of questions I had, and I just want to say thanks to him. And now, on to Act 2, a Mighty Leg question. And here's the story that goes along with it. It says, River Falls is located upriver from the mighty waterfalls. You carefully move up towards the finger, south of River Falls. They call this place the Finger of God. It is a sight to be seen for sure. In that one place, the two largest rivers in the four kingdoms, the Fadium and the Esme, pour down into a massive gorge. To the east lie Fallen Guard and Wakanda. To the south, the seat of power, Three Rivers. The majesty of the finger cannot be easily understood. It takes all that you are and makes you feel tiny, insignificant. Water roars down from the finger in a violent white water, but not today. Today the dry stones of the once mighty Fiedum lie bare for all to see. Tracing the path Piper used to escape, you descend into the finger's basin. Off in the distance, to the south and west, you can just make out Moonglow spire, rising from the dark green of the Blackwood. Already the basin is drying up. The water's already a woman's height under the moss line. Trees and their flotsam create a surface over what water remains. You step carefully down the rocky slope. Curiously, you have yet to encounter any of your crustaceous friends. In fact, if the river wasn't dried to your right, and the sun wasn't cooking you in your armor, and the wind wasn't hot and smelling of too green insect goo, and if you didn't have this weird feeling you were being watched, it might be pleasant. The finger no longer feels otherworldly. It feels tainted, feral. Every step becomes more difficult. You don't want to go farther down. The place feels sacred, and your intrusion wrong. Fear begins to creep along the edge of your mind. Thoughts of death and sacrilege hunt you. But on you step, slowly, carefully, down. Something doesn't feel right. You had heard tales of bad fortune, but nothing like what Piper described. There is something sinister here. Off to the right, in the direction of the cave, you can hear rustling, the movement of dry underbrush, and the clicking of stalker claws. That is the beginning of Act 2. Thank you for bearing with me through that reading session. I hope it wasn't too bad. So here are some of the rules that go along with the many-legged question. There are some restrictions. The heroes can't abandon a realm tile. The goal is to defeat the weakened terror of 1,000 legs and to destroy all the egg sacs. A fail condition is the heroes lose, all of the heroes die, or if they abandon a tile. The reward is that each surviving hero may manipulate their hero deck with one advanced hero card. That's great, and I can hardly wait to show you what that's all about. That's really cool. And if that reading wasn't enough, here's one tiny bit more. Here's the board in front of us, and here's the little excerpt that goes along with it. It says, the sound grows larger until you enter a clearing and see them. 3 stalkers move around 4 large clusters of eggs. They drag bodies here and there, placing them close to the egg sacs. They are preparing for births. The stalkers notice you but do not move to attack. Instead, they continue with their work, dragging bodies over the dry brush. You have never seen a stalker not act on instinct, attacking at first sight. Something must be controlling them, guiding them. So it does show us the board that I've already laid out. And there's also some rules that go along with it, which I'm going to have to read. So there's 4 main things. One is this desiccated bodies, and that's right up here. If you have somebody, it says, the bodies may be searched by a player who ends their turn adjacent to the burned body token and spends 1 movement. Discard the token and then roll on the D10 table following below. So we'll look at that later. We also have 3 other things. The first we're going to talk about are the egg sacs, which are these quest tokens here. And it states there are 3 egg sacs on this tile, even though the story talked about 4. But this one says there's 3. There are 3 egg sacs on this tile. Mark the egg sacs using quest tokens. In the trap, result, and refresh phase, each egg sac on the realm tile performs birth. Egg sacs may be targeted by an attack. Target number 3, vitality 3. When an egg sac is defeated, remove it from the realm tile. Now, the next thing are the birth place. And each one of these shows a place where the birth location is, and they're all adjacent to the squares that the egg sacs are found. And it says here, place 1 larva in each birth location with an adjacent egg sac. Each larva may be targeted by an attack. Target number 3, vitality 1. In the quest result step of the refresh phase, each larva is replaced by a melee crawler, which activates immediately. And the last but not least is they talk about the 3 stalkers. They're not acting on instinct like they normally do. They're going to be following special rules. And those special rules are as follows. The stalkers protect the egg sacs. Ignore their normal priority. They will stay within 2 squares of the egg sac if they or the egg sac has not received damage. When a stalker is attacked or an egg sac is attacked, the stalkers attack the first hero to do damage until that hero has been killed. The stalker cannot be taunted away through any hero ability card. If the hero dies, then the priority resets. If the egg sacs are destroyed, the stalkers reset to their normal priority. So, basically, if anybody attacks an egg sac, all these crawlers will start attacking that hero. If we manage to knock out all 3 egg sacs, these stalkers will start attacking with normal priority, which is instinct. So hopefully that all made sense. Let's put our players on the board, draw their 5 starting hand, and begin the quest. Let's go on to Act 2. We're going to start off with Karen. We're going to draw 5 cards, 4, 5, and look to see what her opening hand is. Fool's Errand, Gift of the Underworld, To the Knee, an Ammo card, and Circumvent. All right, that's what she starts with. Now let's see what Ben, our acolyte, gets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, Ben, let's get some good cards. He starts with Feet of the Saints. Oh, I hope we do some attacking this turn. Stand Fast, Smite, Pray, and Blood of an Overcomer. Oh, I wish we would have got this later if we ever get poisoned. That is our opening hand for those 2. Let's check to see what the outsider and what Alex, our swordsman, got. Let's draw 5 cards for Brian and see what his opening hand is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He starts with Path of Nature, Derision. Ooh, I like that card. Hand of Darkness, Shadow, Shrouded in Darkness, and Sprint. Those are his 5 opening cards. And last but not least, we've got Alex. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Sadly, I don't have a cool card sleeve for Alex the swordsman. I need to go pick one up. There weren't any offered when they did the latest game, that Dark Frontier game that he came in. The card sleeves just never came to fruition during that Kickstarter, so I just have their basic back cards. I should maybe go pick up some cool backing someday, but not today. Swordsman's Will, Announce, Bond Servant, Drawing the Blade, and Hustle. Wow, our team did not get very many attack cards at the beginning. All right, let's go to the board and see what we can do. We're going to start by having Karen ready one of her ammo cards. Thanks to her quiver, she is able to ready 1 ammo card from your hand once during a hero cycle. The rest of this turn is probably going to be spent just getting into position. We're going to have Karen move 2 squares this way. We're going to have Ben, our acolyte, move 2 squares that way. We're then going to have Brian, our outsider, play Sprint. This is a move action. You gain 3 additional movement points. So he's going to go 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. He's going to get right up in there. We're going to play that in his first action slot. That card did cost 1 AP, so we're going to move our darkness track up 1. And we're going to then move on to our swordsman. Alex is going to play Hustle. It's a move card. You gain 2 additional movement points. He's going to go 1, 2, and then move 1, 2. Actually, he's going to go here. And he's going to play that in his action slot. That card also is 1 AP. And that's really it for the first round. So now we're going to move on to our refresh phase. First thing we're going to do is move the darkness meter up 1 for each active monster type on the tile. And there's crawlers on the tile. But are they active? I haven't actually hit them. It's a great question. I'm going to give myself the AP anyway, which you can't see because it's kind of off camera. That's fantastic. Let's move this up. All right. So we're actually at 3 AP right now. I'm going to say they're active even though I know they're not attacking. It's kind of a weird situation because this is a module type concept. And they're on the board gathering food and stuff for these larvae. I'm going to say they're active. All right. So we do that first. The next thing we're going to do is go into activate allies. Well, there are no allies to activate. The quest results step is next. During the quest results step is where we would actually spawn new crawlers from these, I don't know what you call them, birthing stations. Next, we're going to move to the status results. There aren't any of those, but now into the trap round. Now at the trap round, that is where we're going to actually put down some larvae. And they're going to go right here adjacent to these, all kind of in front of where these are. Then we go to the cleanup stage, which we're nothing to clean up, and we're going to go on to our hero deck phase. So we're all going to get new cards, and we're going to see what we can do. Okay, we did a lot of getting ready. We have these in our hand. I think I'm going to keep Gift of the Underworld, though that, I don't know if it's really going to help too much. We're going to discard the rest. We're going to draw 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what Karen got. She got, oh, look at that, Charon's Payment. That's perfect. A sprint card, an ammo card, and Wayfarer's Ruse, which is a counterattack. Ooh, she might be the first one to draw blood, and then if they attack her, she can use her Wayfarer's Ruse. All right, we'll think about it. Those are her cards. Now we're going to look at what Ben the Acolyte has. This Feet of the Saints is fantastic. We are going to keep this card. That's our plan. And the rest of these are all going to get discarded. We're going to draw 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 5. We're going to draw, so our hand side is 5. Hand of the Father, that's a healing one. Plus you also get D10. To all rolls you gain 4 thread. What's this? Oh wow, that's a pretty amazing card. Consuming Fire, Soothe Wounds, and Blessing of the Dawn. Alright, so one will help with Fate Dice, one will help with D10s, and the other one's going to help with AP. He's set to really help out this team. Let's see what Brian and what Alex get. Alright, we're going to first remove all the cards in our action space, and we're going to discard back down to 1. He is going to save his Derision card because that card is awesome. And he's going to draw 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what we get. Dark Fate. It's an ongoing malice card. Oh, that'll be perfect. Oh, there it is. Skylance. Look at that. I'm predicting we're taking out 2 of these guys this turn. A parry card and a hustle card. Oh, this is going to be great. Oh, good cards, guys, so far. Good cards. Last but not least, we've got Alex, our swordsman. He is going to keep his Drawing the Blade card. And he's going to discard the rest and also remove the card in his action space. He's going to draw 4 more. Let's see what he gets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something good. Got a parry card, a bladed card. After you resolve an enemy attack, gain 2 movement points to spend immediately. Your next attack gains +1 damage. Sprint and Skewer. Oh, he got nothing that can really do damage. Oh, well, that's too bad. Look at all those darkness cards he got. Okay, so that's what Alex got. Now let's go to the board and see what we can do. Before we make our attack, let's look at the Stalker's card. There are some things we have to remember about this card. None of them are any good. So this card says that he has a 5 defense, but more importantly, there is a power called Aura of Fear. Yep, let's remember what this does. A hero must pass a courage test in order to attack this figure or any figure adjacent to this figure. If the test is failed, the attacking hero may roll only 1d10 for the attack. So we have to check if we are brave. So we're going to take our little handy dandy dice shaker and we're going to go ahead and roll. We need to get, the outsider's courage is 6. So we need a 6 or better. And he got a 5. Oh no, he didn't get it. Okay, so that means he really can't gain any other bonuses when attacking this guy right here. So he just has to roll a d10 and hope that he can get higher than a 5. All right, let's roll it up. Come on, 5 or better. He got a 1. He missed. He missed badly too. Oh, that's terrible. Well, since he failed that attack, Skylance is a 2 AP card, but because we have Feet of the Saints in play, it's only a 1 AP card. He has now attacked the stalkers. So that means all the stalkers are going to attack him until he's dead. Then they're going to move on to the next target that attacks something after he's killed. We're going to go ahead and make our next attack. Since that is happening, we're actually going to use Karen to attack this crawler. She is going to use Karan's Payment. Karan's Payment is a damage 3 ranged weapon card. It says attack critical ranged. Attack one target within range. Her range is 5 thanks to her longbow. She is going to put that in her first action slot. She's going to stay on the move. She's going to move 2 up towards that burned body or desiccated body. And maybe she'll get a chance to search it later. She's going to attempt to shoot that stalker right there. And she again must make a courage test. Her courage is also 6. Oh, she failed her courage test too. Oh, the Sword of Fear is just killing me. All right, she can only roll 1d10. She needs to get a 5 or higher. And she got a 7. Yes. Which means she did kill this crawler. He's out of here. And I get to drop a treasure token in any adjacent square. I'm going to choose that one. I think she's going to get her own treasure. Karan's Payment is a 2 AP card, but with Feet of the Saints, we're only taking 1 AP to the darkness board. And that's right up here. To 5. We're then going to go to our handy dandy Gloomhaven tracker, and we're going to grab 3 threat from that attack. And it goes up to 3. We are also going to discard an ammo card. The last thing we're going to do is drawing the blade with Alex, our swordsman. He's going to move up here 1 and then use drawing the blade on that token. It says it's a damage 1, range 1, attack melee. Attack one target within range. This attack begins kata. Any directional attack may be used after this attack. So he is going to start his kata, which means that he's only allowed to play kata cards now until he decides to sheathe the blade or reset his kata. So that's going to go in action space 1. You know what? I lied. He's going to attack this guy with it. I've got a plan. It's going to be great. I lied again. We are just going to attack this one. What I was actually planning was I thought he had that damage over time fate dice recipe. It's our outsider who has the damage over time fate dice recipe on his weapon. So that's the whole idea. Because I thought if I could hit him with the damage over time, that'd be great. He doesn't have it. He just has a normal short sword. So our swordsman is going to get 1d10. Oops, sorry, I bumped the camera. 1d10 and a fate dice for being a swordsman. He's going to get 2d10 and a fate dice for being using his short sword. He is then going to gain some more dice as well. He's going to gain 1d10 from drawing the blade, and he's also going to get a number of fate dice to an attack action equal to my faith from our Acolyte's Blessing of the Dawn, which is 3 fate dice. This is why I was hoping he had the damage over time. Look at all the fate dice I get to roll. And if you haven't noticed, I got new fate dice. They're the neat colored ones. These came in the Dark Frontiers game, but in theory, they're also coming in the shipment that MegaCon Games is close to shipping right now, if I remember right, at the time of recording this video. So we're going to roll this up, and we need a 3 or better. And we got a 3 or better, and we did not get our fate symbol, which is kind of funny. So we got a 6, which is enough to kill this. We're going to take this off the board, and he's going to go up 1 threat. Here's our tracker, and it goes up 1. Now that card did not raise the darkness at all. It is now our outsider's turn to play his card of all cards, Derision. My favorite card. He's not going to gain any malice from it, but look at all the other stuff it does. It's a malice taunt card, and it says if the darkness activates from playing this card, gain 1 malice token for each AP exceeding 6. Well, it's going to exceed 6. In addition, enemies within range have their attack dice reduced by 1d10, and I'm the priority. I'm already the priority target for these two crawlers no matter what. It also gives them, they normally use 2 attack dice, so they're only going to get 1 attack dice for their attacks, which is really going to help out. Our darkness meter is going to go 1, 2, 3. It's actually going to rebound all the way back to 2. I'm going to put this in our second slot, or third slot, I'm sorry, our third action slot, and we're going to activate the darkness. We're going to draw a card, and it says, event, if there are less than 4 minions, spawn 4 minions immediately. There are no lairs, so there's nothing that can be spawned from. The threat penalty is not in play. Nobody has 10 threat. And these are our activations: minion, captain, mini boss, and boss. The captains are the only thing on the board, so they're going to activate, and we don't have anything to spawn. We're going to discard that card, and these 2 stalkers are going to activate. So they're going to move first, and since he's the priority, these guys are going to do everything in their power to get to him. So he's going to go 1, 2, and he's going to attack from here, and he's going to attack from there. So let's look again at the stalker card. They have 2d10, but it's only going to be 1 thanks to our derision card. They do 2 attacks, and each attack does 1 damage. And they need a 5 to hit us. They do have a special attack called Venomous Pincer, and that states that if both attacks hit, the target gains the poison status effect. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's roll up those dice. There are 4 attacks coming at this poor guy. The first one is going to be from crawler or stalker number 1. He needs a 5 or better to hit our outsider. I don't think there's anything else giving anybody defense. Let's see if I have any darkness cards that could help. I don't have anything that's going to help us. So our first attack from the stalker, he got a 1, he missed. The second attack does hit. I take 1 damage, though I do have, and I'll take that card. But you know what? I'm going to save it, because the second guy gets 2 attacks. If he hits me with both of those, I get poisoned. So we're going to take 1 damage from that crawler. The second crawler hit me once. I'm going to use my I'll take that card. It's a parry. Ignore 1 enemy attack targeting you. We're going to put that in action slot 4. And then he gets a second attack. And he missed. So of all 4 of those attacks, I only take 1 damage. And he's got the leather armor, so he's going to go from 8 down to 7. That's the end of the darkness cycle. Now it's on to the hero's turn to continue what they want to do until they call it quits and go to the refresh phase. Looking through my cards, I did notice Bladed, and I'm going to use this card during the darkness phase. It says move after resolving an enemy attack, and it doesn't state against you, so it just says after resolving an enemy attack, gain 2 movement points to spend immediately, and my next attack gains +1 damage. So I'm just going to use it for the movement, and I'm going to move myself right here. Sadly, I'm going to probably clear it before I'm going to be able to take advantage of the +1 damage. And that's going to be the end of this hero cycle. So we're going to go to the refresh phase. The refresh phase is going to start with our darkness meter going up by 1 for our active crawlers. We're then going to move into the allies stage. There are no allies. The next one is that quest results step, which is where these 2 tokens are going to turn into melee crawlers. And it does say that they're going to activate immediately, which is now. So they're going to go on attack. And these crawlers, from what I gather, are going to act on instinct from their normal priority, they're going to activate on proximity. They attack with instinct. Their type is instinct. So they're going to go with proximity. They have 1 health, 4 defense, and they have 4 movement points. In the rules, it doesn't state anything about them having to attack the person that attacked the stalkers or the little larva generating birthing things. So it's only the stalkers that are going to keep attacking him. These, from what I gather, are going to actually attack on proximity. So that means this one is going to move over here. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. 1, 2, 3 squares away from him. He's going to go over here. That's the way it looks from what I can gather. So let's look at our melee crawlers. They have 1d10, 1 fate dice, 1 attack that does 1 damage, and they need a 7 to hit. They also have a fate dice recipe of darkness, and if they get that, you get poisoned. That is not good. The first attack is going to be against our archer. So let's see how Karen survives the attack of the crawler. She did not get hit. They need a 7 to hit. The next one is going to be against our Brian, the outsider, of course. Oh, he got hit, but he didn't take any poison, which is good. But he is going to take 1 damage. He's going to go from 4. He doesn't have 4. He's supposed to have 8. He took 1 damage. He's at 6 right now. He had 8, took 1 from the stalker, and then he took 1 from the crawler. Now we resolve any status ailments. We don't have any. And we're going to go to the trap results, which is where, again, we're going to put more of these out. That's why I didn't clear those. So there's 2 there, and there's actually 1 more, and he's underneath this guy. I wonder what happens if the thing actually births while it's on him. Probably put it next to him. That's my guess. Then we do the cleanup stage. There's not much to clean up, and we're going to go get some new cards and reset our threat. Again, we're going to start with Karen. Karen's threat is going to be reduced by 3 since we have 3 open slots in our action spaces. She's then going to discard Karan's payment, and we're going to look through it and see if there's anything I want to keep. I really don't think there's anything. Maybe sprint? Let's keep sprint. Maybe that'll help. I lied. We're ditching everything. We're getting 5 new cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And she got Tumble, an ammo card. Now You See Me. Find Weakness. That'll be good. And another ammo card. So she didn't get any attack cards, but she got a couple ammo, and she's got this Find Weakness card, which is pretty good. The next person is going to be Ben, our Acolyte. Our Acolyte doesn't have any threat, so we don't need to reset that. We do need to discard these 2 off our action space and decide if we want to keep any of these. I don't know. Maybe this one. But that gets a lot of threat. Or maybe I'm just going to keep Soothe Wounds. You never know. And we're going to draw 4 cards. 4. And we got Last Rites. That's fun. Angelic Word. That's a great card. Smite and Sprint. All right, this is good. We got some good attack cards with our Acolyte. Moving on to Brian, you can tell he played everything. He gets to remove all of these. I'm going to keep this one. That's an ongoing. And we're going to draw 5 more cards. I did have a Hustle card, but I decided I don't want to keep it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what he gets. Alone in the Dark. That's a really good one against captains. Path of Rage. Ooh, each hero within range gains 3 threat and +1 damage to attack actions this hero cycle. Gain 1 malice token for each hero affected. Ooh. Oh, Blade of Hate, Where Were You? A regular attack card, and Path of Guile. All right, those are our cards for him. And last but not least, we have Alex, our swordsman, who's going to discard these. But we have to remember we are in kata right now because we did play Drawing the Blade. And the other cards I had, I'm going to discard. And we're going to get 5 new cards. Hopefully something that can actually damage something. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let's put that back over here and see what we get. We got Diagonal Slash. All right, that's fantastic. Now You See Me, an attack card, and Horizontal Slice. All right. Oh, and another Diagonal Slash. All right, this is going to be hopefully a lot of fun. We'll see how this goes. The final thing I forgot to do is lower our swordsman's threat to 0. And the first thing we're going to start with is we're going to ready 2 ammo cards. I only can actually physically ready 1 of them, and I'm going to put the other one in action space 1 over here on my archer's board. Karen is also going to play Find Weakness. It's the range tile, and it says choose 1 target within range. Each hero attacking that target gains +1 d10, +1 fate dice to attack actions. In addition, each hero within range gains -1 TN to non-combat actions, and more importantly, to courage tests as well. I'm going to put this in action space 2. That card doesn't do anything to the darkness, and I choose this target. All right, Ben the Acolyte is going to move 1, 2 up to here and cast Angelic Word. Angelic Word states damage 2, range 3, attack Holy Relic. Attack 1 target within range. This attack gains a number of additional d10 equal to my faith. Right now my faith is 1. Before I can make my attack, I need to make sure that I am courageous and not fearful of his aura. I have targeted him with our Find Weakness card. So instead of needing a 6 courage, I only need a 5. And I got a 9, so he can use all the power he has. And that's going to be 1d10 and a fate dice for being Ben the Acolyte. He's also going to get 2d10 and a fate dice from his Dark Crystal. He's also going to get 1d10 and a fate dice from Find Weakness. And last but not least, he gets one more d10 from Angelic Word for having 1 faith. All he needs to hit this stalker is a 5. And he got a couple 5s. More importantly, he got his faith symbol, which means that let's look at our Dark Crystal card. It's right here, and it states, move 1 card from your discard pile to the top of your draw pile. I'm choosing Feet of the Saints is going to go on top of his draw pile. We also did 2 damage to this crawler. The way I'm going to keep track of this is, well, technically this was crawler 1, crawler 2, and crawler 3. So crawler 3 is going to take 2 damage. That's this one right here. This is crawler 2. 1, 2, 3. This one just died, which is pretty sweet. Angelic Word was also 1 AP card, so that's going to go up 1. Karen the Archer is going to use 1 movement point to search this. We roll a d10 and consult the table. You got a 3. It says, gain 2 malice tokens or gain 1 gold. Well, we're already kind of at full malice, which is 6. I think you can only go to 6. And then 1 gold. So we're going to gain the gold. We get 1 gold coin, and we're going to give that to Karen. Next, she's going to play Tumble. Tumble says damage 1 ranged weapon. Attack weapon. Move up to 3 squares and attack 1 target within range. If the target is adjacent, this attack gains +1 damage, not considered a move. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3 up to here. This is going to go into action slot 3. Now we have to see if Karen is courageous. She survived the fear aura. Okay, things are going a lot better with this fear aura thing. Beginning was not so good. Now let's create our dice pool. She's going to get d10 and a fate dice for being an archer. She also gets 2d10 and a fate dice for her longbow. And that is everything. Let's roll it up. She needs to get a 5. She got a 9. She did not get her fate symbol though. So she did 2 damage to this stalker right here. All right. It's time to see the swordsman in action. So he is in kata right now based on my drawing the blade card that we played last round. His first attack is going to be Horizontal Slice. Horizontal Slice reads damage 1, attack -2, melee, move. Attack all targets in 2 square diagonal line. If this attack receives a kata bonus, then this attack costs a 1 AP. He is in kata. He's going to get a kata bonus, so it's only going to be 1 AP. He's going to gain +2 d10 when he makes his attack, and we're going to put that in his first action slot. He is then going to dash 1, 2, and attack this target right there. He needs to pass a courage test. Here we go. He needs a 6. He got a 10. Good. He's going to get all his bonuses, which is a d10 and a fate dice for being a swordsman. He's also going to get 2d10 and a fate dice for his short sword. On top of that, he's also going to get a d10 for his kata, and then he's also going to get 2 more d10 for his actual horizontal slice card. Wow, look at all those d10s he gets to roll. Oh man, that's amazing. All right, and if he gets his fate dice recipe, which is guile, he gets an extra 2 dash that I could use after this attack. And he needs a 5 to hit this guy. He got many a 5 and many a faith, which means many and no more dashing. All right, so he did kill this because he only has 1 health left. He gets to drop a treasure somewhere. I'm going to put it right here. And he has to keep moving to there. Now that that is done, he's going to move the darkness up 1 AP, meaning it activates. And let's see what happens. It says, previous damage done to the lair equals number of minions spawns, equal number of minions immediately. Sorry, I can't read. Heroes are limited to 3 action spaces. A threat hunt. There's none of that. So actually nothing's going on, but we are going to spawn our minions, spawn. We're going to activate our minions, then our captain, and then that's it. So this card goes up here. Our darkness is going to go back down to nothing. We're going to clear those hit points because that guy's dead. And now we're going to make our attack. So it's minions, then captains. So this minion is going to turn and move 1 this way and attack our archer. This minion is going to attack, well, let's see. I lied. Before he actually is going to attack this archer, our outsider has a trick up his sleeve. He's got Alone in the Dark. Alone in the Dark is a range 4. It says choose 1 captain within range. This captain becomes the only priority for minions on the realm tile. So instead of it going, well, let's see here. Yep, this one's in range. So it's going to go 1, 2. Instead of doing that, it's going to go 3 and attack this captain. They're both going to attack that captain. That is going to raise the darkness 1. And let's see if those guys hit this captain and kill it before it can attack. Now, this happened in the last video. According to the way this works, it says that the crawlers need a 7 to hit. But with a defense of 5, do they just need to get over the 5 or do they need the 7? I'm going to go with that they need a 7 to actually hit the captain. So we're going to roll our d10s. And he got a 9. So one of them did hit the captain and our captain dies. Oh, that's one way to take him out. Again, I am just going to keep on saluting the outsider and just keep bragging about how good this guy is. Unbelievable. All right, those 2 clear off there because that guy's dead. He also is going to drop a treasure token for us. I'm going to put it, let's put it right there. Oh, I lied. We're going to put it right here. And that's the end of the darkness activation because the captain's dead. Minions took him out for us. So we're going to continue back. We have 1 AP. And we're still going to continue our turn. Our archer used her tumble card, but hasn't actually moved this turn. So she is actually going to back up 1 square and grab this treasure token with her 2 movement points. And let's see what we get. We got our handy dandy bag of treasure. Let's dig it in here and see what we get. We got a white card. Let's see what we get from our white card. A flawed gem? What's this? Description. Gem valued by merchants. So we got a gem valued at 4 gold. That's pretty good. I'm going to put that with Karen. Our swordsman is going to go next. And the first thing he's going to do is he's going to gain 1 threat from actually hitting that crawler. Stalker. He's then going to play Diagonal Slash. Diagonal Slash is a damage 1, range 1, attack dash 2 melee. Move as shown, attack 2 targets. Each target gains a damage over time, which deals 1 bleed damage for 1 refresh phase. Now the way the kata is going to work is that we originally played Drawing the Blade, which then turned to Horizontal Slash. Its kata diagram is back and forth. The only thing I can do next is play another kata diagram that's exactly the same, but I don't get a bonus for it, but it is a legal play. Otherwise, I can play Diagonal Slash, which is an adjacent diagram. I know it's kind of hard to see in this light, but the Horizontal Slash is this way. And so if I adjust it, if I basically move to the next position, it's a Diagonal Slash. From Diagonal Slash, I can go back to horizontal because it's adjacent. I'd be moving back down this way. Or I could go to a vertical attack, which goes that way. But I can never go horizontal to vertical because those are not adjacent in the diagrams. I hope that makes sense. So that's what we're going to do. Horizontal slash is played. Now we're going to play diagonal slash. Diagonal slash also has an actual movement pattern I have to do it in order to play it. And so the movement pattern I'm going to do is 1, 2. And that's basically just turning the card. And I know I can turn cards because they've said that with other things like any of the, not the Acolyte, but the Arcanists. No, not the Arcanist. Wow, now I'm playing folklore. It's the wizard guy in this, I forget his name. The Adept, I think, is what his name is. I forget. The guy who casts all the spells, that's red. Some of his cards could be turned to make the pattern work. So his pattern is like that. He's going to move 2, and he's going to attack How does this work? He attacks 2 targets. While he's moving through this, he has to legally attack the targets that are in his actual movement path, but there are none. So I could choose to target any 2 in that 4 square radius. But there's only one. It's the token. We're pretty much going to cream this token. It is no longer going to exist, I guarantee. You watch and see how this is going to work. Okay, so I get a D10 and a fate dice for being a swordsman. I get a D10, 2d10 and a fate dice for using my short sword. I got the 1d10 from the original kata from drawing the blade. I get another kata bonus from horizontal slash going to diagonal slash. And I think that's about all I get, but that's a lot of stuff. Now, using diagonal slash though, I do get a -1 success because I have gone to really fast movement. Again, I forget the name of that. All right, let's just kill this thing. I need a 3 or better to kill this thing. And I got a 3 or better without any problem. So this thing's dead. Now, if it was an actual enemy like a captain, he'd have a damage over time. But this is just a one-shot deal. I did not get my fate symbol, so I don't get any more extra dashes. The AP goes up 2 from that card, though. I think that's kind of steep for that card. But it does give damage over time and technically can attack 2 enemies. So I guess that's pretty good. His next attack is going to be another diagonal slash. Now, this is a legal card to play. I can play back-to-back diagonal slashes. I can play as many diagonal slashes in a row as I want to, just not per hero cycle. The most you can play is 4. But I am continuing in the same kata pattern. So I could again play this card. I just don't get any extra bonus. So I don't get an extra D10 for this. Before I do it though, I can still take my normal movement. I'm going to be able to move 2 squares, but I'm actually only going to move 1. I'm going to move 1 square up, and then I'm going to play diagonal slash. I'm going to play diagonal slash like this, meaning that he is going to then dash 2 squares that way, and he's going to attack these 2 targets. So let's roll up this and see what happens. Now again, he has -1 success. So we're going to see how this goes. Let's do our dice pool again. He gets 1d10 and a fate dice for being a swordsman, 2d10 and a fate dice for his short sword. Now he gets the 2 extra d10s, 1 from horizontal slash and 1 from drawing the blade. I know he doesn't get them from that, but I'm just kind of saying that to remind myself how he got the kata dice. He gets a kata bonus for playing drawing the blade, and he gets a kata bonus for playing horizontal slash. So that is my fate pool. I think I did that right. I don't know. I don't think I get an extra one. I know I don't get an extra one for going diagonal to diagonal. That's not the way it works. It's a legal card. I just don't get an extra kata bonus. So now we're going to roll these up. And I got way more than a 3 because we have to get rid of 1 success. But we got more than enough. Oh, I needed a 4. I'm sorry. The crawler's defense is a 4. It's right here. Defense 4. I got more than enough 4s. They're dead. So I'm going to kill both these guys. And remember, when you go to attack the same type of enemy, you only need 1 success per enemy type you're hitting. So those 2 crawlers, I only need 1 success to make it happen. That card again is 2 AP. Where's Feet of the Saints when I need it? So it's going to go up to 5. Again, we're almost close to starting a darkness cycle, but as you can see, there's no many left on the board. Oh, I should have removed this token when I searched it. That's my fault. Sorry about that. We're just going to put that back up here on top of the darkness track. I don't need it. So that's done. I hope I did that right, and I hope you enjoyed watching the swordsman kind of bring a sword out and attack. Now, I do want to show you one more thing, which is very interesting. I have an attack card in my hand. Nowhere on this attack card is a kata pattern. So now that the blade is drawn and I have started my kata string of attacks, I can't legally play any card unless it's part of my kata swinging sword maneuvers. I hope that makes sense. Now, I can play my attack card, but it can only come after I sheathe my sword or reset my kata. So as it is now, this is a dead card in my hand. It doesn't do me any good. He's done. I know, long-winded attack. I'm sorry for the long-winded attack, but I wanted to make sure I explained everything I was doing. And if any of it was wrong, please let me know in the comments below. But from what I gather, reading some of the forums on Boardgame Geek and with the help of the conversation I had with Michael on, he was able to kind of point me in the right directions to these forum posts. I believe that was right. Again, if it's wrong, let me know in the comments. And I also will make sure to post both that thread in the comments so you can read it as well, like I said earlier in the video. All right, let's continue. And before we move on to our next player, we are going to raise our threat up 3 because we had killed 2 crawlers and that little larva token. I also had this. I didn't need it, but I just want to remind myself of it, and hopefully you as well. Reroll 1d10 in an attack that receives the kata bonus. I don't see where I'm ever going to need to re-roll a die in a kata bonus due to the fact that you get so many d10s. But that again shows you that kata, being in this kata and attacking over and over in this kata is a good advantage. He hasn't done anything yet. This poor guy has just been sitting there being a pincushion, so he's actually going to move and do something now. He has this 1 attack card. And it says, damage 1 weapon, attack melee, attack 1 target within range. I may spend a malice token to add a d10 and a fate dice to this attack. I'm not going to do that. But I am going to play it in action slot 3, move the darkness up 1. Well, I'll do that. Sorry, I'll do that after we do the attack because technically I have to make the attack first because the darkness is going to spawn or activate. I am going to attack this token with just my 1 attack. Our outsider is going to take 1d10 and a fate dice for being an outsider. He's going to get 2d10 and 2 fate dice for Talon. Oh, Talon's so good. And I think that's all he gets. That is all he gets. Let's see how he does. If we get a guile symbol, we get to poison it. And if we get a darkness symbol, something awesome happens. Okay, we got a 9. That's, wow, he almost missed. He needs a 3 and he almost missed. All right, so we got our guile symbol and we got a 9. So that's going to hit this for 1 damage. So we're going to take one of our tokens, put it right on there. And then I'm going to put a poison token on it as well to know that I poisoned it. Because Talon reads, bleeding damage over time on 1 hit enemy. Each guile result adds +1 hero cycle to the duration. Now I'm a little confused. Is Talon even better than I thought? Bleeding damage over time on 1 hit enemy. Well, I choose that enemy. That's the end of the sentence. Then it says each guile result adds 1 hero cycle to the duration. Does that mean it gets 2? That seems a little powerful. Every time you hit it, you automatically make it bleed, even without getting your... No, you have to get the fate symbol to have that activate. There's no... Okay, I'm going with 1 fate dice symbol activates it, and any additional ones will give it more damage over time, bleeding effects. That's the way... That just seems the most logical, so that's what we're going with. And as usual, if not right, let me know in the comments, but it just seems too powerful to be like that. So we're going to move into the refresh phase. Our outsider is going to gain 1 threat for that attack, and we're going to move our darkness meter up 1, which is going to activate our darkness. We're going to grab a card and see what it says. And they're all upside down. It says, for this event, this activation only, treat the threat penalty event as threat level 8. Well, we don't have to worry about that. And there's nothing to do anything with. I mean, this is really kind of a dead card because all the actual crawlers are dead right now. But we're going to continue, and the first thing we're going to hit is going to be our quest result step. First with allies, we don't have any. Our quest result step is going to activate these minions. And they're going to spawn right here. Well, not spawn, sorry. They're going to be placed right here and here. Then our birthing pods are going to birth 3 more. So now we got to start taking these out. These are starting to overwhelm us. I'm going to grab 1 more and put it right here. We're going to reset our darkness track. Forgot to do that. Now, these activate automatically, and they're going to go towards proximity. If we look at our card, its priority is proximity, threat, and then guile. So it's proximity, which means that's going to attack here. Next is threat. He's more threatening with 4 threat, so he's going to move over there and attack him. Nothing's going on down here. These aren't spawned. And so we're going to activate those 2. Our first one is going to attack Karen, the archer. Let's see if she has anything to get her out of this. Well, she does. She has Now You See Me, but that's only if they actually attack. Dodge, ignore one enemy attack targeting you. So we're going to make the attack, and then we're going to ignore it if it hits. It hit, and we're ignoring that. So we're going to go ahead and play our Now You See Me. Dodge, ignore one enemy attack targeting you. Actually, I probably had to play that before it attacked. Well, there we go. Our next one is going to be down here on our swordsman. Well, what do you know? He's got Now You See Me as well. So he can also dodge. And since this doesn't have anything to do with attacking, it doesn't matter if he's in kata or not, he can play this card. So he's just going to go ahead and play it. And that's it. The darkness cycle is, or not the darkness cycle, I'm sorry. The quest results step is over. So now we're going to move into our status state. And that's going to be this. This is going to, our bleeding over time is going to take effect, which means now this has 2 on it. The next step is going to be our trap result step, which now these would come out. I kind of did it prematurely because it's just easier to put them right under. So those happen now, and then it goes into our cleanup phase. There's really nothing to clean up. Everything's doing good. We're going to go to the hero deck cycle now, and we're going to get some new cards and hopefully take out these 3 quest tokens here so we can move on to the next tile. Our archer should be pretty easy. We're just going to take this card, we're going to put it up into our action, or into our quiver, which can hold a total of 5. We're going to remove all these cards, and we're going to move on to grab 5 new ones. Something I forgot to do is I forgot to give her 1 threat for this card when she actually hit that crawler for, actually she hit it for 2. So she's supposed to be at 2 threat right now, and she doesn't get to lower it because she had all her action spaces full. So let's see what the 5 cards she is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, Karen, let's take out those things. We've got Vision of the Mark, which is awesome. Retrieve, which is great. And there it is, Orion's Tear. This is what we call the kill anything on the board card. This card's awesome. And we got a hustle and a sprint. But in order to play Vision of the Mark, I have to be cautiously moving, so I can only move 1. But Orion's Tear, I can move up to full. But we're probably going to use... Spoiler alert, this is going into all of these quest tokens. All right, here we go. We're going to put that right there, and she's going to become the murderer of quest tokens. Our next character is Ben the Acolyte. Ben is sitting at 2 threat as well from his angelic word, which I forgot to put up. I keep forgetting to do threat sometimes. But he's going to lose it because he has his 3 open action spots here. He gets to keep 1 card. We're going to keep Soothe Wounds because our outsider's taken a few damage. We're going to clear this one. And so maybe if we go into the darkness phase, he can actually get some health back. We're going to take 4 new ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's see what we get. We got, oh, Shield of Armor of Faith. That's great. Intercession. As they're all glaring, that's fantastic. That Last Rites and Feet of the Saints. Oh, that's right. We put it on top of our deck. Oh, it may have only been like 8 minutes for you guys, but I actually went upstairs, had dinner, I did some yard work and other stuff before I came down to finish. I totally forgot I put this on top. Oh, that's awesome. All right, Feet of the Saints, we got that too. Okay, good. Those are some good cards. Now maybe I should have kept a different one. Let's go see what Brian and Alex get. So Brian has to clear all his cards. He has 1 open action space, which means he will reduce his threat down to 0. He's going to clear these 2. He's going to keep Dark Fate up, but didn't do us any good last time. We didn't get any darkness. And we get to keep 1 of our 3 cards. I don't know which one to keep. They're all pretty good. We haven't used any Malice tokens yet, so I don't think we're going to keep these. And Blade of Hate. Well, my goal is not to have anything on this board to ever hit us. So we're actually going to get rid of all those, and hopefully he gets some good attack cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He got Sojourner's Path, which is sweet. Hopefully that'll work for us. Surrogate, Curse. He's got an Alperi card. And, oh, he's got that Mind Splinter card. I'm going to have to look at this one, and we might be using this one. The last person is our swordsman. He's at 4 threat, and he does not get to lower it at all because he had to clear 4 cards. Now, when I clear cards, another hint that I got from some people on Boardgame Geek is if you're in kata, to remind yourself what kata you're in, you put the one you just last played on top of your discard pile and hope you don't have to shuffle. So that's going to go on top of my discard pile. And also, another trick was to put your kata bonus on a die and put it on top of the card. I believe we're at 2. I might be wrong. We might be at 3. I'm not sure if I did that right. He has his attack card left, but I'm going to discard it because, like I said before, it doesn't help anything with our kata. He gets to draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's see what he gets. He got vertical cut. So since we're in diagonal slash, this vertical cut is a legal card to play. He got another drawing the blade, a hustle, and I'll take that. And he got clean blade. That's sweet. So what we could do is we could use vertical cut, clean our blade, and then go right into another drawing the blade, which could potentially be pretty cool. Let's see how it all works out. The first person to go is going to be Ben the Acolyte. He's going to start with Feet of the Saints because this card's awesome. So we're going to put that in our first action slot. It's the one that gives each hero within range, reduces their AP cost of attack actions by 1, and it's for the whole tile. Our next one we're going to play is Armor of Faith. This one says, range tile, Faith. Each enemy within range has its attack TN increased by a number equal to your faith. And right now our faith is 3. Our archer is going to go next, and she's going to play Retrieve. Search your discard pile and find 1 ammo card and ready it. That's going to go into action space 1, and it's going to raise our darkness 1. She's going to take this and ready it. She now sits with 1, 2, 3, 4 arrows. She can only hold 1 more, but she's not going to have many for very long. She's going to play Vision of the Mark. It says your next attack action that uses ammo gains +1 d10, +1 fate dice, and +1 damage. Oh, so good. Our first attack is going to be with Orion's Tear. Damage 1, ranged weapon, attack ranged. For each ready ammo card, you may attack 1 target within range. We're going to put that in our action space 3. This archer then has a range of 5. She's going to target this quest token, this quest token, this token right here, and the token that's under there. She ignores line of sight. She can see through anything, so it doesn't matter if she has an enemy in her way or not. She can see everywhere, anywhere she wants to shoot, unless, of course, it's got a red outline on it. So those are our attacks. 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. We're going to hit the 2 quest tokens and the 2 spawn tokens. That's our plan. So we are firing all 4 of our arrows. We're going to put these into our discard pile. We're going to create our dice pool, which is going to consist of 1d10 and a fate dice for being an archer. It's also going to consist of 2d10 and a fate dice for her longbow. The next thing she's going to get is a fate dice and a fate dice for Orion's Tear, and that's what she gets. Let's see how she does. Yeah, I have no reason to move. I was checking to see if I need to move. All right, she got a 5, an 8, and a 2. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. She did not get her fate dice symbol. Sad. Push those out. I got a 5 and an 8. So, according to the way this works, I need a success for each type of creature I'm attacking. These 2 are considered one type. Those 2 are considered another type. So technically, I hit these 2 with the 8 and these 2 tokens with the 5. So we're going to get rid of the tokens. And then we're going to do our damage to each of these. Because Vision of the Mark is up, I should have rolled an extra d10 and an extra fate dice, which is a 6 and a darkness symbol. So that really didn't matter. But I do get to put 2 on this token, and I'm just going to use these. 2 on this token, and the reason it's 2 is because Vision of the Mark adds +1 damage and +1 d10 and 1 fate die, which I forgot about. So that is where we stand on that. These have all taken 2, and I've killed both of those. Now that's 2, 4, 5, 6 damage. Her threat is right now at 8, which could be potentially really bad if I get one of those, your threat levels penalty is 8. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Our goal is to hopefully clear this tile before that happens. She's going to gain 1 AP because Orion's tier is 2 AP, but we have Feet of the Saints out right now, so it's only 1 because that's an attack action. Our next attack is going to be with Ben the Acolyte. He's going to use Last Rites. Last Rites states that it's a damage 1, range 4. Attack Holy Relic. Attack 1 target within range. This attack also affects a number of squares equal to your faith, counted clockwise in a cross. Player chooses the position 1. So I am going to move him 1, grab this treasure, and then we're going to cast Last Rites. But first, we need some treasure, right? Let's see what we get. Another white. Fantastic. All right, let's see what white card we get. We get a Lucky Potion. What's this? It says, +1 hand size this hero cycle also cures curse. So if you ever get cursed, that's the deal. I've given that to Ben the Acolyte. Now we're going to cast Last Rites. It's a range of 4, so we're going to cast it 1, 2, 3 right there. My faith is 3 right now, so it's going to go 1, 2, 3, I believe is how it works. Yep. 1, 2, 3. It doesn't hit any of our guys, but it hits these 2 things. So we're going to, again, take our dice and make a fate pool. Or a dice pool. A fate pool. D10 and a fate dice for being an acolyte. We also get 2d10 and a fate dice from our dark crystal, because this is an attack with a relic. And let's see if we can get any other bonuses. I don't think we're going to get any other bonuses, because our last right card doesn't give us any bonuses because we moved 2 squares. Let's roll it up. We need a 3 to hit both of these. Well, we need 2 different 3s. We only got 1. Oh no. All right. So we got a 7, and we got our faith symbol. So we can take a card from our discard and put it on top of our deck. But first, let's do some damage here. We're going to kill this off with our Last Rites card. Sadly, we didn't get 2 hits. That's so sad. We'll put those back up there. I'm going to grab Angelic Word, and we're going to throw it back on top of our draw pile. Hopefully I remember it's there this time. Last Rites is a 2 AP card. It's only going to do 1 to the darkness because of our Feet of the Saints. Also, he's going to go up 1 threat. He should be at full health. What's he doing here at 5? Should be at 7. There we go. 1 threat right now. Our outsider, Brian, is going to move 1, 2 squares to right here. He is then going to play Sojourner's Path. Sojourner's Path says damage 1, range 1. Attack melee. Attack 3 targets within range as shown. For each malice token spent, reduce the AP cost of this card by 1. So we're going to put that, we're going to attack in this direction like this. So it's going to go 2 forward and 1 back. We're going to put it in slot number 2, and I am going to pay 1 malice token to reduce the AP cost by 1. Let's create a dice pool for Brian the Outsider. He gets 1 and a fate dice for being himself, and he gets 2d10 and 2 fate dice for Talon, and that's it. Because he gets his card itself doesn't give him any extras. So I need a 2 and a 3 and a 4. I'm attacking 2 different creatures here. Oh man. So I hit 1 and I missed the others. I did get a darkness symbol, and I did also get my fate dice symbol, but it's not really going to matter. The darkness symbol will. So I'm going to put a malice token on dark fate, which is good. I'm going to kill this with my attack that actually hit. He is going to take 1 damage. Oh man, I'm ran to my camera. He's going to take 1 damage, or sorry, gain 1 threat. And I missed the crawler. Oh, that makes me sad. And I missed this token. Wow, this is just bad news everywhere. I was supposed to clear this tile on this turn. That was the plan. It was totally the plan. Our last person to go is going to be Alex, our swordsman. He's going to start with hustle. It says move. You gain 2 additional movement points. We're going to put that in action space 1, and we're going to go 1, 2, and pick up this treasure. Let's see what Alex gets. Hopefully something really good. I've been getting a lot of white. Let's get a green. Another white. All right. Oh, what do we get? We got 1 gold. Well, that's something else. All right. So we get a gold. That's going to go into Alex's sash, I guess. So we get 1 gold, 1 gold. We're going to put it with our swordsman. He is then going to move his normal 2 movement that he has up to here. He is then going to play vertical cut. And like I mentioned before, we had diagonal cut as our last sword attack in our kata. So now I can either go vertical, horizontal, or I could do another diagonal. So we're going to go vertical now. Our vertical cut says damage 2, range 1, attack -1, melee. Attack 1 target within range, then must move forward or backward 1 square. So we're going to put that into action space number 2. Now let's create his dice pool and hope I do it right. Let's see. D10 and a fate dice. I have 2d10 and a fate dice for my short sword. I also get 2d10 from the previous 2 kata bonuses, and I get another bonus because I'm moving into another kata diagram. I believe that's how I'm doing it. I think I did it right. These kata dice may be wrong. I'm not exactly sure. I think I'm doing this right, but if I'm not, go ahead and tell me. I may be off by a die here or there, but I don't think 1 die is going to make too much of a difference when you need a 4. Yep, what do you know? I got 5 billion 4s. Okay, actually I only got 4 things higher than a 4, but I didn't get my fate dice symbol as well. So we did get to kill this guy. Now I do have to mandatorily move either forward or backward a square, and apparently Karen wants to come with me. But that's not going to happen. We're going to move forward 1. This crawler's dead. He gains 1 threat, goes to 5. Our darkness meter goes up 1 because that was an attack action. It normally would cost 2. He is then going to clean the blade. Clean blade says reset the kata. You may reduce your threat by 3. Reduce my threat by 3? Yes, please. We're going to reduce our threat by 3. 1, 2, 3, down to 2. Now he's going to play drawing the blade. So the way it worked, if I did it right, was he did all those maneuvers with his sword out, and he did all his katas and all the forms he wanted to go. He then sheathed his blade, which means that now I can redraw the blade and start my katas again, and I can start it from any direction I want to. Now, once this blade is drawn, though, in this fashion, I can't play any attack cards from what I gather. So we're going to go ahead, attack melee, attack 1 target within range. This attack begins a kata. Since it does begin a kata, I can't use actually attack cards that don't have kata diagrams. Any directional attack may be used after this attack. That is going to go into spot number 4. We're going to create Alex's dice pool. D10 and a fate dice, 2d10 and a fate dice, and I also get a d10 for my card drawing the blade. That's it. My kata bonuses are all gone because I sheathed my sword, and now I'm redrawing it out, so I have to start again. So let's see how we do. I got enough 4s and 3s to kill anything on the board. I did not get my fate dice symbol. So this is dead, which is good. We've gotten all our treasure. We just have 2 more things to kill, and then we'll be done. The problem is I don't know how I'm going to do it in this round. I guess we'll have to do it next round. So we're going to move into the refresh phase. Well, the refresh phase. I'm going to move our darkness meter up 1 since we still have active crawlers on the board. And I forgot I should turn my camera back this way. Okay, sorry about that. I got a little ahead of myself. I wanted new cards and I wanted to kill everything. Okay, yes, our darkness meter went to 5. This has to turn into a crawler during our quest result, or during the trap result phase. So he was, I think it was there. He's going to move right over here and attack that guy. That's the deal. We're just going to roll right on the board and see what happens. He did not hit. Sucks to be that crawler. All right, now we're going to go get some cards. All right, there we go. Another movement of the camera. All right. And I'm trying a new way of filming this by going back this way and back to the other side and then back to the board. If that's a little jarring when you're watching it, let me know, and maybe I'll set up and I'll try to do the 3 different camera approach like I did in the last video, where I kind of put a camera over 2 of the dashboards, another camera over the other 2 of the dashboards, and then one on the board itself. And then I did also I zoomed in on the darkness track when I had it, but then I had my app, and I should be getting my app back pretty soon. It'll be in the next video, I promise. So we're going to clear these. I can keep one of these, but I don't think there's anything worth keeping. More importantly, I get to drop my threat by 1. I had 1 open action space, which is key to get that thing to 7. You never really want to sit at an 8 threat very often, because there are cards in this darkness deck, at least the one we're playing with, that can have bad things happen if your threat level is 8. She's going to draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what her 5 final cards are. Well, I guess she's got 1 extra one. Now you see me through a needle's eye. Oh, another last ammo and a retrieve. Oh, hey, look at that. We're going to start with some ammo when we get to the next tile. That's going to be great. Put those there. Our Acolyte now, he gets to clear his 3 cards. He also gets to go down 1 threat because he had 1 open action space. He's at 0. Again, I'm going to keep Soothe Wounds in case for some reason we fire the darkness off. I can at least get a heal onto Brian, our outsider. And I'm going to draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we got a Sprint, Guardian Angel, Righteous Fury, oh, and then an Angelic Word, which I put on top. This time, I don't know why I was surprised by it. That has to be like the greatest joke of all time. I always put a card on top and I forget what it is. All right, so there's Angelic Word. All right, let's go see what Brian and Alex get. All right, Brian's going to clear Sojourner's Path. He's going to keep, well, should I even keep this? I'm thinking what might be coming up next. We're not going to keep anything. We're going to ditch it all. And we're going to grab 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5. We got 1 left. Let's see what we get. Another Sojourner's Path. Disengage. Sprint. Knowledge is evil. You gain 2d10 to non-combat actions. Oh, or succeeded. Oh, that's right. That one's really good. Each enemy defeated, you generate a malice. Oh, he might just kill this person right off here and get his malice back. All right. So he's doing good. And last but not least, we're going to clear all of Alex's spaces. I am going to, again, put Drawing the Blade up on top, just so I remind myself that this card was the last card played that's going to start any type of katas. I get to draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And he got Sheath Sword, Attack. The outcome is decided. Another Drawing the Blade, and a Vertical Cut. All right, so we're going to put those here. And now let's get back to the action. All right, our archer is going to ready an ammo card. Actually, she's just going to ready 2 ammo cards. She's going to put 1 up in her action space and 1 up in her quiver. Our Acolyte is going to move 1, 2 to here, and then play Angelic Word. It's an attack Holy Relic. Attack 1 target within range. This attack gains a number of additional d10s equal to my faith. My faith right now is 1. Let's create his dice pool. 1d10 in a fate dice, and 2d10 in a fate dice. This is for himself, and that is for his Warren Prayer Book. And I don't get any extra bonuses from Angelic Word. And I need a 4 or better. I got lots of them. I did not get my face dice symbol. I don't get to put my surprise card on top. That's too bad. He's dead. My threat goes up 1. Let's get that. Then our darkness also goes up 1, which will activate the darkness. And there's still 1 poor creature on the board. And we get a card. And it says, for this activation, treat your threat penalty event as threat level 8. So there you go. Look, that would have been absolutely terrible if I couldn't have got that threat down to 7. All right, a mini boss appears at the edge of the closest hero. And oh, that would have been just terrible. Oh, imagine that. All right, so a mini boss appears at the edge closest to the hero with the highest threat. Now, this actually would have happened if I would have had a threat level of 8 or higher. The reason why is it doesn't say spawn on this card. It says appears, which means that just means it's going to come out. So then we're going to activate our minions, and that's really it. Oh boy, did we luck out, guys, that I was able to get that threat down to 7. Okay, this guy's going to attack our outsider. I'm going to use just a D10 and a fate dice here. He did get hit for 1, unless he has something he can do about it. Let's see what he's got in his hand. Oh, he's got a disengage card. Let's just use that real quick. It says move. Before resolving an enemy attack, you gain 2 movement points. Spend immediately and ignore the attack. We're just going to do that. He's going to come 1, 2 right there. So this roll didn't even happen. Our Acolyte is going to play Soothe Wounds during the Darkness cycle. And it states range 2 heal. Restore 2 vitality to 1 target within range. You gain 2 threat. I'm going to put that in action space 2 and raise his threat to 3. I'm going to heal him 2 health. So Brian is going to go back to full health 8. And now that that's done, I am going to have Brian play Hand of Darkness. And it states, Malice. Each enemy defeated by you generates 1 Malice token. We're going to put that in action space 3. And then he's going to play Sojourner's Path. Sojourner's Path is going to kill this guy. It states damage 1, range 1. Attack melee. Attack 3 targets within range as shown. For each Malice token spent, reduce the AP of this card by 1. I'm not going to use any because this is really our last guy on the board. And now I'm going to ask you guys, everyone here, a question. I just want to make sure I do this right going forward. So I played this during the Darkness cycle. Now, if I remember right, I think the 2 movement patterns are different based on the Darkness versus when you're doing something. But this is only able to do an aggressive move. Does that mean I'm still an aggressive move when it comes back to the hero cycle since I haven't cleared any cards? Which means I would get negative 1d10. We're going to go with it, but I'm not sure. I want to say that I always try to penalize myself if I'm not exactly sure how a rule goes, if you haven't noticed. But what I gathered is that the movement during a Darkness cycle, I believe, is different than the movement during the hero cycle. If I'm wrong, please let me know, and I'll make sure to comment about that at the beginning of the next video. Anyway, Sojourner's Path is going to destroy this crawler. I get 1d10 and a fate dice for being an outsider, and I get 2d10 and a fate dice for Talon. Let's roll it up. And I've got more than enough 4s. I got a Guile. This guy is absolutely demolished. This guy dies. I gain my Malice token back. So we're back up to 6. So that's the first tile in Act 2. Pretty good tile. It looked like it was going to be really tough at the beginning with all those stalkers on the board, but it turned out to be not too bad. We got out pretty much unscathed. We took maybe 1 hit point here or there, and I think everything went pretty well. We got to try out Alex the Swordsman, and I believe I did everything as close to correct as I did. I'm going to post this video and let everyone get a chance to watch it. That way, we can discuss if this guy was done right or any other rule things I got wrong. That'd be great to hear from anyone in the comment section about all of that. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, hit the little bell symbol, wherever it is in the little comment section, and you'll know when the next video comes. And leave anything in the comments below. I'd love to hear from everyone. I'd also like to take this opportunity to again thank Michael over on Boardgame Geek, who helped me with some great information about the swordsman, and also that link. That link I'm going to put in the description to help again to understand how the swordsman works. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring Myth again back to the table. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you again for watching. Will our brave adventurers find the Terror of 1,000 Legs in its weakened state and take her down? Find out. I need you to meet me at the table.